If you can't walk into a room without instantly calculating the mood of every person there, you aren't just observant, you're hyper-aware, and your brain is likely running a marathon it never signed up for. It's that heavy silence in a text thread that feels like a scream. It's noticing the split-second micro-expression on a friend's face that tells you they're annoyed, even when they say they're fine. You feel like you're tuned into a frequency everyone else is missing, and honestly, it's exhausting. Today we're breaking down the 3 hidden triggers of the hyper-aware mind, why your brain refuses to just relax, and the framework to turn this sensory overload into a genuine superpower. Look, I've noticed a pattern in people who identify as too aware. I used to think it was a gift, a sort of social X-ray vision, but here's the thing. Your brain has a filter problem. In a typical brain, the sensory gatekeepers decide what's important. The hum of the refrigerator? Ignore it. The guy tapping his pen 3 tables away? Irrelevant. But for you, everything is relevant. Your brain is screaming. Every detail is a data point, and if I miss one, I'm at risk. This creates a massive cognitive load. Think of your mind like a laptop. While everyone else is running 1 or 2 apps, you've got 50 tabs open, 3 4K videos rendering in the background, and your cooling fan is whirring at max speed. No wonder you're burnt out by 2 p.m. And then there's the social side. This is where it gets lonely. When you're hyper-aware, you aren't just having a conversation, you're playing a high-stakes game of emotional chess. You're tracking the pitch of their voice, the way they've crossed their legs, and the 3 seconds of hesitation before they laughed at your joke. Your inner monologue is going a mile a minute. They're bored. Did I say too much? They just looked at their watch. I'm losing them. We end up overanalyzing everything to the point of exhaustion. And the irony? By trying so hard to read the room, we often misinterpret things. We see a flicker of fatigue in someone's eyes and assume it's a judgment of us. It's a fast track to chronic stress because your nervous system perceives a shifty vibe as a literal threat to your survival. It goes deeper than just social cues, though. Many of you probably struggle with what I call the existential echo. Because you notice the fragility of patterns and the subtle shifts in life, you tend to get bogged down in the why of everything. Why are we doing this? Does this connection actually mean anything? It's a lot of weight to carry without a way to ground yourself. This awareness also fuels a relentless inner critic. When you can see every possible flaw in a project, or yourself, before you've even started, you hit analysis paralysis. You're so aware of the gap between where you are and perfection that it feels safer to just stay still. If you're nodding along right now, you've probably spent years trying to turn it off. But you can't delete your hardware. You can only update the software. If you want to stop being a victim of your own observations and start using that depth to build a life that actually feels good, hitting subscribe ensures you don't miss our next deep dive on emotional regulation and mental boundaries. So how do we fix the filter? First, we need selective ignoring. I know, it sounds impossible, but it starts with mindfulness, not the sit on a mountain kind, but the labeling kind. When you notice a tiny shift in someone's tone, instead of spiraling, you say to yourself, I am noticing a data point. I am choosing not to assign a story to it yet. Second, you need to build mental boundaries. You are not an emotional sponge. Just because you can feel someone else's discomfort doesn't mean it's your job to fix it. I used to think being a good person meant absorbing everyone's static. It's not. It's actually a form of ego to think we're responsible for every vibe in the room. The goal isn't to become dull or unobservant. The world needs people who notice the things others miss. It's your empathy, your insight, and your ability to solve complex problems that makes you who you are. We just need to move you from hyper-aware to intentionally aware. When you learn to filter the noise, that curse becomes a superpower. You become the person who understands the unspoken needs of a partner, the hidden flaw in a business plan, or the beauty in a moment that everyone else just blinked past. Before you go, I want to hear about your experience with this. Sometimes there's a specific moment where we realize our brains work a little differently. Let's talk about it in the comments. I'll be down there responding to as many as I can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.